So hello and welcome to another Tribes Ascent video. In this one I'm going to be playing a Doombringer and I'm going to be the heavy on flag, which in my opinion is one of the best ways of just defending the flag, because you're this big wall just stomping on people's faces. It's awesome. So let's go over the loadout. I am using a heavy bolt launcher, which you can see in my hand right now. It fires, it's basically an arbalist. It fires huge plasma bolts. They do 1050 damage on direct hit, but unlike the spin fuser, this weapon also has a fall off. It's not harder to use it per se, but you need to get used to it. Next, I'm using a saber launcher, which fires homing missiles, which might seem unfair at first glance, but listen, there are some conditions that need to be met before you can lock onto someone and fire it. So you can target vehicles, you need to have line of sight, and if you're targeting players, they can't be on the ground. They have to be using jetpack, flying, skiing, whatever. Plus it requires a couple of seconds to actually lock onto someone, and the player that is being locked on by you will get a notification and some sound like beep, blah, 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 you're being targeted, do something. So you can land, break line of sight, or do something. And you can also shoot the missile mid-air, so they're not that hard to deal with, but they're great suppression weapon. If you're a flag capper, if the missile is fired, by the way, it will keep bleeping at you like, oh my god, shoot this missile down, it's going to murder you in the face or in the ass, depending on which way are you facing, and you're not gonna be very happy. So some people may panic and stuff, so that's great. Next, I'm using a force field pack, which I'm not very happy with, but there is no other pack for Doombringers. So if you don't know what that is, it's basically a small force field wall, and it does damage to enemies if they pass through it, but it has almost like no health. And they had 4 juggernauts, I think, so as soon as I place something down, it immediately gets destroyed by their mortars. Good play on their part though, they were spread out really well and just doing a good job generally as an offense. As a belt item I'm using mines, which are great. They can kill an occasional capper or someone wandering around your flag there. I get quite a few kills with them during this match, they're great. And I'm also using a safety third perk, which adds 1 more belt item, so I get 1 more mine, and I'm using super heavy, which makes it so that if I body block someone, and depending on their speed, they're gonna take damage from that. So if you're a capper and going really fast, you're probably gonna die if you hit me. So that's the loadout I'm using, and let's go over what it means to be a heavy on flag in more detail. In general, you want to stand on the flag, but as you can see, that is not possible because there are mortar shells flying everywhere. So what I'm trying to do is just be in the general vicinity of the flag stand and just try to get in the way of cappers. So if someone's approaching from the north, you will go south and just watch him and try to body block him and shoot him. Or what I like to do is sometimes place a mine and just fly away, and he's like, well, what's going on? He's going away, and then he just runs over the mine and dies, and it's like, ah, chessbot. So that's a pretty cool thing to do. I also like to place force fields in people's faces, but I'm not using force fields a lot. It's mostly because of this map. Dry Dock is a very open flag stand, as you can see, and there's a lot of hills around, which usually ends up in a lot of juggernauts because it's very easy to fire from there. So I'm not even bothering with the force fields because they attract unwanted attention for the actual mortars, because they see something and they just want to destroy it, so they're gonna fire at everything. So I just much rather use a mine, which is essentially invisible to them. I'm trying to be as subtle as possible. Well, as subtle as you can be with this big burly man with a huge obelisk. Here, this is something you shouldn't do. I'm like, oh hey, an infiltrator, let's go kill him, and I need the flag stand just open, you know. We got the flag, I don't care, I have an infiltrator there, I want him dead. You shouldn't really do this, you should be on the flag 24/7. And at this point I'm like, oh god, there are no juggernauts around, let's stand on the flag, because that is your wet dream. The flag needs to be inside you. It's quite sexual. This game is very sexy. Stop that. So, yeah. If you're standing on the flag, it has a huge advantage. If you know, if you're standing right on the flag, if the enemy capper doesn't have a reach perk, which makes it so that he can grab the flag from farther away, he's not gonna be able to grab the flag if you're standing on it. So he either needs to knock you back, which is really hard. If you have the super heavy perk, you're much harder to knock back, or just he's gonna slam into you and die. You're like, huh, what happened? So that's quite a bit of fun. The next thing about being a heavy on flag, I want to tell you, is you're gonna be relying on your teammates quite a bit. I personally prefer to have one Pathfinder that's chasing the enemy flag cappers, one Sentinel that's shooting at everything that comes anywhere near your base, and a soldier that's just generally harassing the enemy offense, I'm sorry. Because if you're alone, you're not going to be able to do anything, and you're going to die over and over and over again, and you will just get frustrated. Nothing else. You will just get frustrated because you will die all the time. And that's about it. This game was just awesome. I find it very easy to enjoy Tribes because the gameplay is just so fast. There's balls to the wall action all the time, and there was good defense on both sides. There was a lot of people helping me defend the flag. There was a good offense on their side, maybe even on our side at the end. You know, in the end we won this match, but it was very close, and it was just so good. I love games where, you know, one team is winning and then the other team starts to coming back, and you know, it's a really tense game. I find it really easy to enjoy Tribes because of this. And that's actually it for the commentary. This game was about 20 minutes long, and I don't want to make a 20-minute long commentary because I will either be repeating myself or just talking some random shit that's not interesting. But I want to show you the entire game, so I'm gonna speed it up, add some music. I hope you enjoy it, and I thank you all for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.